In today's episode, Shavi asks, I'm creating a landing page for a client who has a website but a really wonky one, and they don't want to use the landing page long term. Is there a platform that would let them pay per month and then stop paying when it's no longer live? What are the best landing page platforms? Okay, so I understand in some cases, landing page tools are used by marketers who don't have access to the website or don't have timely access to the website where you can post stuff up, but you have to go through IT and submit a ticket, and it takes several months to get something up and running. But if you do have access to the website and it's functional, there's little reason to use a landing page tool, especially if you have to pay for it. One of the curses of marketing technology currently is the fact that there are over 8,000 different vendors in the marketing technology space. Many of them do the same things. All of them at some point cost you extra money. And a lot of the functionality that all these various tools offer is built into probably some of the tools you already have. Now, they may not be optimal, but they may be good enough. And in a period of time like we are in now, where every dollar in your budget matters, it may not be cost effective to run a completely separate tool that you then have to administer and track and all that stuff. If you do use a landing page tool, try as best as you can to use one that is integrated with your marketing automation software. So if you're using, Eloqua or Pardot or Marketo or Salesforce Marketing Cloud or HubSpot or Mautic, any of these tools that are robust marketing automation tools offer landing page support, and you can build a landing page in them. And as a bonus, you then don't have to try and get data out of your landing page tool and send it to your CRM, because as long as your marketing automation software is configured correctly, it should already do that. The big question to ask is, for landing page tools in particular, does it support all your tagging and tracking? There are a lot of tools that support things like Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics, but don't necessarily support them all that well. They can fire incorrectly. They can have conflicting extensions, things like that. So make sure that whatever landing page tool you do select is robustly supporting your analytics, which brings me to a really important point. A lot of landing page tools either operate on their own subdomain or have you configure a separate subdomain, and that can really screw up your analytics. If they are not set up properly, especially if it is something that's cross-domain. So, for example, like yourcompany.landingpagetool.com as an example, as opposed to yourcompany.com. If you're running Google Analytics, at that point you now have to set up cross-domain support. You need to implement cross-domain tracking and configure Google Analytics in a way that it recognizes part of this other landing page tool as part of your website. This is one of the reasons, for example, why I don't use landing page tools at all on my website. I use WordPress for my personal website. I use WordPress for the Trust Insights website. And we build all of our landing pages right inside of WordPress, expressly to avoid the complications of multiple cross domains and subdomains and all that stuff, and just the tracking mess it makes, having cookies crossing domains. It's much easier to have everything within just your own website. And depending on the CMS you're using, that shouldn't be that overly complex. It also means that you don't need to pay extra for landing pages, and if a landing page has served its purpose, you don't necessarily need to rush in to delete it. You can you can just leave it up there and clean up once a quarter or whatever, remove old landing pages and redirect them. So, which landing page tool is the best? Again, to the extent that you can, use ones that are integrated with your marketing automation platform. Now, if you don't have a marketing automation platform as a company, you might want to think about getting one, because it offers a lot of functionality in addition to the landing page tool that will serve you very well for collecting data, for cleaning it, for maintaining it, for offering things like user preferences, and for robust analytics and tracking. If you are a small business and you are technically skilled but budget poor, I strongly recommend Mautic, the open source marketing automation tool. It is very good. It is very robust. It is technically complex to install and operate because you basically are running it on your own server, but the costs are just the cost of your server. And when you consider that a lot of marketing automation software, starts around $500 a month, and running your own server as on a VM somewhere is like $5 a month, that's a pretty considerable cost savings. It's something worth exploring and thinking about. If you're not going to go that route, then there again are tons and tons of different services out there. There's like Lead Pages and Infusionsoft and all these different companies. It comes down to, does the tool support your own domain, right? So like landingpages.yourcompany.com, because that's important, as opposed to yourcompany.landingpages.com. Does support fully every form of analytics you want to use, including Google Tag Manager. Tag Manager support I view as mandatory. And does it integrate with your CRM? That's a big heavy piece, because if it doesn't, you have an awful lot of extra maintenance and extra unnecessary processes, unless you're doing data cleaning and transformation of your data before it goes into your CRM. So that's what I would suggest. Stick with your website if you can. Stick with your marketing automation software if you can't stick with your website. And then explore the different vendors if neither of those two are an option. That said, if you're at a place where you're not allowed to access the website and your marketing automation software sucks, it might be time to make some changes to marketing. And if you can't, understand that company has a handicap compared to its competitors. Right? It is a technological, a MarTech handicap compared to its competitors that will catch up with it, particularly when times get a little tough like they are now. And the company lacks the agility of its competitors to be able to change solutions quickly, to be able to implement new solutions quickly, to be able to change on the fly. Bear that in mind. MarTech skills and agility and competence are part and parcel of what's essential for a company to survive when times get rough, to be able to adapt to new circumstances very, very quickly. And if you're patching up your existing infrastructure problems with things like a landing page tool, an email list cleaning tool, this tool, that tool, and you have this buffet of 100 different MarTech vendors, it's a good sign that your MarTech is not under control, and you need to pause, do some governance, and clean things up and come up with an actual MarTech strategy. If you have follow-up questions on this or any other questions, leave them in the comments box below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.